I was scared, but I've had to fight for it. You sometimes pinch yourself and go, wow.
I remember thinking, she's going to do something big in her life.
I belonged, but I didn't.
Welcome to From My View. I can't. Welcome to From My View podcast, brought to you by the partners at Community Marketing. We are your hosts, Madison and Michelle, and we are so excited to share this with you.
Welcome back to From My View, the podcast that highlights entrepreneurs who have built their businesses from the ground up. Today, I'm excited to introduce a truly inspiring guest. She's a powerhouse motivational speaker, sharing her story to advocate for disability inclusion. She travels all around the U.S. She's a podcast host herself. She just celebrated her 50th birthday recently. I saw her all over social
Owning
media.
the age, finally.
And I have to say, she rolls in style.
Oh, there's a new one. I'm going to.
You were excited for that part.
I know.
I'm going to quote you on stage one of these days. I like it.
So, I am Michelle Dalpagetti, and
I'm Madison Keller.
welcome to our podcast. And this is Alycia Anderson from the Alycia Anderson Company.
Oh. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I feel like I'm home sitting here with you two. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much.
I'm
for
honored
coming.
to be invited to an entrepreneur podcast. This is good stuff.
So yes, so we highlight entrepreneurs that have built their businesses from the ground up, and you are our second guest, and we're so excited to have you.
It's my honor.
So we have a lot of questions for you,
Great.
but feel free to tell us all about your business. You've been, if I remember, 3 years, 4 years,
Going on 5 years.
going on 5 years.
I know. I don't know what's happened. I'm just ready to hit the 5-year entrepreneur mark, and I know I can settle in. I think that's the year you can start to really settle in, and so I'm going to hit 5 years in October.
Oh, congratulations.
thank you.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's been pretty
Congratulations.
exciting.
So you run your business with your husband,
Marty. Yeah. We are a small but mighty crew. We actually today just hired our first employee. So that has been really exciting. He's going to help us with our podcast and some technical stuff. But
That's
yeah, it's been 5 years, the two of us, on a total adventure that's been really incredible. Really incredible.
So I said, so you travel all over the U.S. So have you done anything internationally?
Done a little bit. Thank you. Testing out the coffee. I've done a little. I do a lot of global work. Most of it has been virtual. If I'm working with global companies like Ralph Lauren, Victoria's Secret. I mean, I've worked with unbelievable brands. I can't even believe sometimes how I've gotten where I've gotten.
Okay.
We travel all over the country. We did go to Paris last year for the Paralympic Games and did some work there. And yeah, so the goal is to get more international as we go, but we definitely do international work.
Wow.
That's
What's been your
fantastic.
favorite so far?
Ooh.
If you have one, because those are so exciting.
You
Exciting brands.
It's really a tough question. I get asked that a lot, and it changes moment by moment, to be honest with you. I've done a lot of really, really incredible work and worked with brands that like we were in Netflix studio last year, and they're giving a keynote to their employees. And you sometimes pinch yourself and go, wow, I just had this dream to be a speaker, to tell my story. I felt like I was meant to be on a stage and help other people. And it's taken me a long time to get to where I am with my own confidence in who I am as a disabled woman who is a leader in the space that she's working in. But I've had to own my own disability and my own identity, and that hasn't been an easy road. So for me to be where I am and getting on the stages that I am and helping other people, it actually has been an absolute honor of my life. I would say my favorite event right now, I do a lot of corporate events, a lot of universities, tech. I mean, I've worked in every industry. The message translates everywhere. But I'd say my favorite event that I've had in 2025 was at an all-girls school in San Jose, actually. I had this girl who was a senior at the school who organized this whole disability week on her own. And she had physical disability day. And she reached out to me. She pitched me. She was being a total boss at 18 almost.
Wow.
And so I went and I spoke at this school. And it wasn't required, but almost every girl showed up. And you could hear a pin drop. They were just so curious to learn about disability as an identity and a lived experience. And afterwards, this girl who invited me to be there, she was disabled herself. She had a stroke when she was 7 years old from jumping on a trampoline. And so can I hand that just to set it down for a minute? She presented like that, like she had a stroke. You could on one side of her body, and she could walk but wore crutches. And she came up to me after the event and she said, "I've been so afraid to grow up disabled until today." And that's the kind of work that I'm doing. Like, I'm doing really important work I've worked with brands like Target and Victoria's Secret. We've created, I do adaptive product consulting, and it's not just speaking, it's like consulting and training and onboarding new employees and teaching them how to get comfortable with identifying with their disability and adapting environments and creating space that is for diverse abilities. And all of this work that I'm doing in employment is so important. But when I can hit people at that moment, like this girl, and it happens at any spectrum of age, that's the work that I was meant to do. And so do I think I'm going to change the world? No, but I see every time that I have a moment to educate, sparkles are in eyes, and people start identifying and going, I have this, that's my kid, that's my mom, that's my friend, that's me. And they find a space to not want to hide, but to elevate. And that's what I've had to learn in my life. And I'm hoping to help other people get there a lot sooner than I did myself. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
I love that. She's
That's
only 18.
amazing.
She's only 18, just about to graduate.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
That is so young.
So, but I've done fancy stuff, stages that I couldn't believe, from TEDx to literally I was on the New York runway last year wearing the jacket, an adaptive jacket that I helped consult with Target on. It had 15, 20 different features on it, sold online. And, I'm doing really, really cool things. But it is the grassroots stuff that you're really hitting humans at their core that's going to help them elevate. And it might just be being confident enough to look somebody in the eye and say, hey, I am visually impaired and I need a little bit extra help to perform at my highest level. And those are the gifts that I wanted, because I've had a very successful career, but I've had to fight for it. I've had to really, really fight for it. And a lot of that fight has been me masking, hiding how hard and embarrassing it might be to not fit into spaces that weren't designed for me, and show up anyways, because I have dreams too. And the world wasn't built for disabled people. And so we have to get creative sometimes until accessibility is more of a norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I remember when I first met you. You probably don't remember that.
I feel like we've known each other forever. So I don't remember a moment from my multifamily life that I didn't know you. So you feel like home to me, to be honest. So I don't even know when the moment was. Sweet. So I really don't.
It was at a trade show, and it was in the Bay Area. I don't remember which trade show it was, but I met you and your sister at the very same time. And I met her, and then I turned and I saw you, and I went, oh my gosh, they're identical. Wow, this is crazy. And you were so warm, and you gave me a hug right away. Oh. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know you, but you gave me a hug. And because I had met her prior. And you were just so warm and engaging. And then I remember thinking, she's going to do something big in her life.
Oh,
I remember thinking that, going, she has so much potential.
Oh my gosh.
It was so crazy. And I think I even remember talking to Fran McManus about that. I think I remember mentioning that she's going to go somewhere in her
Oh
life.
my gosh.
And I'm going to get emotional, but it was that exact moment that I was like, this is crazy. But I think about you often.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me because I was back then in the beginning of my multifamily career, I was scared. I was hiding my fear a lot. I felt like I belonged, but I didn't. And so I was navigating a lot of things in multifamily specifically that was tough. Like multifamily is a very from an accessibility standpoint, compliance heavy industry. And like from an disabled employee standpoint, hard for me at first. Like my first interview or meeting I ever had, I was excused off of a property because they'd been sued by ADA, didn't allow people in wheelchairs on the property. So I was like,
a long time ago.
It was very long. It was a long time ago. But I go, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to belong here. And I just wipe myself up and I'm like, I'm going to have an opportunity to make an impact, hopefully, in this industry. And I think I did to a certain extent. And multifamily and my career is what really elevated and showed me the work that the impact that I actually can have with the work that I do. So, but I appreciate you saying that to me because back then I was a scared little young.
You didn't show it. You had a lot of confidence.
Thank you.
You really did.
Thank
And
you.
a lot of that. It was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago when we started.
Yeah, it definitely was a long time ago. So, but we have some questions. Did you want to ask her a couple of questions?
Yes. Well, that was really sweet of both
Yeah.
you guys. I love hearing about that.
I do too.
Before you were born.
Oh my
You think it
gosh.
was about before?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure it was.
24 years ago, you think?
Yeah, I think
More than
so.
that, 25?
Probably.
See that? We were planting the seeds for your podcast
Yeah.
20 years ago. You're
Who
welcome.
would have known? Exactly.
My first question is, what inspired you to start your business?
I wish there was one answer because that's another answer that changes for me a lot. There were micro moments of, wow, this could be better, or that could be more accessible, or Alycia, you need to start owning your disability and stop rejecting it. There's so many moments that led me to where I had to be to have the strength to do it. But it was kind of a culmination of timing. The work that I'm doing, I was already kind of doing as a side hustle in multifamily with existing clients. Like, hey, Alycia, it's Disability Week. Will you come speak? Hey, will you come share your story? And so I do that a little bit, and I would see that there would be pretty significant impact when I would do it. And then there was just a couple moments. I was invited to speak, or not speak, I was invited to be a participant in Miss Wheelchair California, which is so random probably, but I knew that was going to give me an opportunity and a platform if I won to start speaking on bigger stages. I didn't win. I won Miss Congeniality, which I think is a better award, honestly.
That's cool.
But it was the first time I wrote something that was advocacy based. And it was about women and bias and disability and our rights. And it was just a little 3-minute speech, but it was impactful and it packed a punch in my heart of inclusion way, which is what my platform is called today. And I left there going, wow, that advocacy always felt very scary to me. It felt like I don't want to be that angry, disabled person. I feel like I want to speak. I need to share what's going on. So maybe we could do a little bit better. But I was just scared of advocacy in general. And that gave me an opportunity to try. And then, honestly, 2020 happened and all these injustice movements are starting, and disability was like, hello, anyone? We weren't included, as we typically aren't in any type of movement. It doesn't matter what it is. And I saw that as my opportunity. I was already doing the work. It might not have been totally defined, but I was doing the work, and I set my sights out to do a TEDx talk. It was just kind of like a dream of mine. And I got that. And a TEDx talk is very credible as a speaker, and it helped me elevate and create a platform and try to start talking about ableism and things that were a little bit maybe intimidating for me too. I was scared to do that at that time. And it elevated my platform and it gave me an opportunity to lead in something that I knew would catch on. And I'm really competitive. Like I come from a sales background. I wanted to be on the top of the leaderboard, not chasing when I was already doing the work.
Yeah.
So I quit my job, my very well paying, very, successful multi-family position.
Yeah.
And I took the lead. I mean, Phil was one of the ones when I was like getting ready to leave that I was just like, he's like, do it, you
Just
do it.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
Cold turkey.
And
Yeah.
my husband said the same thing. And he had this great job right when I quit. And then he got laid off. And it was all of a sudden we were thrown into this thing together. And we're like, all right, it's time to go to work. And, I put my sales hat on and just started pitching deals. And
then did not look back.
I didn't look back. I got really competitive with like, okay, who can I introduce myself to? What can I sell here? What doors can I get in? And I went for the big logos. I wanted the Victoria's Secrets and the Microsofts and the, do a lot of work in multifamily still, but it was like a challenge. I was challenging myself. Who can I meet? What impact can I make? What logos can I get on my website from an experience standpoint? Who can I partner with to just, it was a challenge for myself, honestly.
So who was your mentor? Did you have one?
I mean, I have had a few mentors. Like, I'd say my number one, like, partner, and I don't know if she's my mentor, but definitely my twin. Like, she's been by my side since the egg split. She's been my partner since our cells split into two. She took the able-bodied side of the coin. I took the disabled, and we figured out how to, like, really master the work that I'm doing today. So, like, she's always been my guidepost of what is she doing? Can I accomplish that? But it's been vice versa too. Like, what is Alycia doing, and how am I included in like a wheelchair tennis or something that?
Yeah.
And so she's been my like kind of guidepost. She's been the one to she's made me feel safe, in environments that like somebody who has a disability that might not have a twin sister that is working in the same industry. I don't know if I would have felt so comfortable to work trade shows and go to golf events when there was not buses that were, nothing was accessible for me. I had to figure it out along the way. Would I have been that as comfortable? I probably not. You know what I mean? Like I knew she got my wheelchair. She had my back if there was a step,
Yeah.
And we weren't together all the time, but it was enough in school, and in life that she was always there. So she was the one that taught me to be strong before I was, for sure.
Yeah.
But then just from like a mentor standpoint in business, I've had entrepreneurship was not my goal. Like this was not the thing that I thought I would end up doing. It was something I felt like I had to do, or I would have had regret. And so I've been figuring it out as I go. I still am. Like every day I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to do that. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Figure it out. Like, so there's been people along the way that my husband is a great, like my business would not be where I am. Like he's creative and he's a writer and he's technical and he, builds SEO, and we've got incoming stuff that comes in that I don't have to chase. And he's really, really smart. So I've got people around me that love me that
Good support system.
yeah. So I don't know if there's been an actual like role model, but
I guess there's been a lot.
There's been a lot.
It sounds like it.
Sounds like a lot of like support system just around you with your.
Yeah, I've just found like I think with anything, disability or not, like to achieve, you have to be willing to ask for help and receive it. And I wasn't always very good at that. I thought it made me look weak, to be honest with you. As a disabled person, like I want to be able to figure it out and not be that. But anyway, so yeah, I think we got to lean on our tribes, like the people around us that are going to give us nuggets of information that we can build on, and not think that we can do everything on our own because it's impossible. And then, so.
What's one book or podcast or tool you would recommend to other entrepreneurs?
So I listen to Boss Babe a lot. Like, I don't know if that's
Boss
helpful.
Babe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boss Babe. It's a
Have you heard?
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
So that one is really helpful. I was listening to it this morning. Like, how do you get re-inspired when you're with your business, when you're starting to feel, because I'm at the 5-year mark. I'm like, where do I scale? Where do I go? And I feel guilty about feeling like that sometimes, but I know that there's more for me than what I'm doing. And so there was a great episode this morning about just that, like feeling guilty about it. Is it burnout? Is it boredom? Is it that you just need to elevate more and you're trying to find the spot? I feel I'm there. I'm not burnout. I'm not bored, but I do feel like I need to elevate. And so I'm working on some things. So
Like what's next? Like you need
yeah,
something.
and I think that's just me. Like I always need something to chase.
Yeah. I think it's a salesperson in you.
Yeah. And everything that I'm doing is what I dreamed of. Like I have reached my dreams. Like I have reached the stages. I mean, from stage like goals, I want to be in stadiums now. Like I've been in a couple stadiums where there's 4,000 or 5,000 people, but I want like Mel Robbins Stadium. Like I want like big, so I've got big stadium goals. But what else besides speaking and consulting? Like I want a product. Like what can I create? And I do have products. I've got training modules and leadership trainings and things like that. So I don't know. I'm at that stage. So that podcast helps me a lot.
Okay.
Yes, is a book that I read when I started this journey. And I mean, honestly, it's from Leanne Rimes. I think I'm saying her name right. I hope.
Leanne Rimes?
Yeah, I think that's it. But her book, my best friend bought me when I was like, oh, I just want to be a speaker. The title of the book, I didn't even read it for a while. It sat on my table and I looked at it and was just like, say yes. That's what made me say yes to Miss Wheelchair California, was just say yes to what comes to you. And so I started to do that and the doors started to open up. So that was really helpful as an entrepreneur as well.
Just say yes.
Just say yes to things. And now I'm learning to say no. That's an art too. So your burnout doesn't get too hardcore. But yes was really important for a long time. Okay. And it still is, but not yes to every single thing anymore.
Yeah. And that's what I've kind of told my daughter. It's like say yes to things, even if it scares you. Just do it.
More importantly, if it scares you.
Yeah.
Scares you.
And that's
more
how
importantly.
you showed me.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Do it all. Do as much as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because if you say no, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I did in my life that I regret now.
Yeah.
Now I'm in my 50s.
What's one thing you wish you would have said yes to?
Moving to Hawaii.
Oh,
when I was 19.
That just gave me chills when you said that too.
You moved to Hawaii when you were 19?
I had an opportunity. I had a studio apartment already, signed the lease and everything.
Wow.
And at the very last minute, I backed out.
Yeah.
I had a job. At a little boutique on the beach.
Wow.
My
that sounds like a dream.
Yeah, that does sound like a dream. Oh my gosh.
My dad, he was. It's a long story, but he kind of made the connections for me. He had some friends in Hawaii and put it all together for me.
Because he went there a lot for
he had
Postal
an
Service.
office there. He was working for the Postal Service and he had an office there.
Wow.
So, anyway.
That sounds like a dream.
So.
You know what? I'll live that dream on for you, Mom. How about that?
I
I'll
like
move to
it.
Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly.
You can stay with me
exactly.
in a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Aww.
The funny thing about yes moments, though, is they come up all the time. So there's no regret there. But I think it's important to acknowledge the effort in actually saying yes sometimes, even if it scares you. So I don't know, because it's definitely easier to say no.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the habits and routines that keep you focused?
I work out a lot. I do a lot of fitness stuff. My husband and I have a nonprofit on the side called Adaptive Athletics Association, and we do a lot of work with disability sports organizations and networking. We have a website that kind of like pulls together sports or disability sports organizations of any kind around the world. Okay. We're really focused on that. And I started playing wheelchair tennis when I was 4, and it was something that as a kid taught me to be competitive and won with my chair through play and fit and learn how to take care of my disabled body. And so being physically active for me has always been really important. In the last year specifically, since I turned 50 and you mentioned it, I made a goal. I was like, you are going to be fitter, feel better, and look better than you did in your entire 40s. And so I have been very focused, and I've like my
You look
mental
amazing.
health has been, thank you. It's been really like good, like real solid this year, but I've been really focused on letting myself take a break and go to the gym and like sweat and just get strong. And I feel better when I'm stronger and fit. So that's a big one for me. And, you know, I was just in Cancun on a vacation and realized, wow, you really need to allow yourself to check out a little bit. I'm really bad at it. So I wouldn't say that that's something that I'm exercising actively, but I do need to incorporate in my life for balance. Because an entrepreneur life, it really does take over every minute of every day. And you have to like schedule in time off and actually let yourself do it. And I'm very bad at it. So I'm working on those things. Honestly,
it's hard.
But it's like entrepreneurship, it becomes like who you are in your life. And, you know, so it being embedded is okay, but you do have to have boundaries.
You definitely do.
So,
You definitely do.
you know.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
No,
good.
you're totally fine. No,
I'm a
you already
talker.
answered it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So, want to ask another question? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southern California in Orange County. So, yeah, down in SoCal.
How'd you move up here?
I came up here originally. So Regina, my twin, and I have done this like follow each other around thing for our entire life. She moved to Lake Tahoe to go to Lake Tahoe Community College with her boyfriend like years ago. And I followed. And then I just stayed. I ended up going to Chico State, got my degree there. And then I moved to Europe and did a master's degree in Europe for a scholarship that I was awarded in disability sports science, which was amazing. And I went, my dream used to be to work for the Paralympics internationally. And part of that program was embedded in the International Paralympic Committee. So I went just for that. I didn't also have sites like entrepreneurship. I didn't have sites on that. I didn't have sites on getting a master's degree either, but there was part of this program that we would be embedded. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to network. And that's what I did. And I moved to Europe, and our first kind of field trip was 35 countries around the world in this program, one person per country. So I went for the US.
Wow.
And I know I was like, I got this scholarship. I'm like, I'm going there. Kind of like you with Hawaii. I'm like, oh, that was like a haha. I think I'm going to do that, but not really.
Yeah.
My dad's like, you're going. You don't know what this is. I'm like, I'm not moving to Europe. And so I moved to Europe, so inaccessible. So it made me very thankful for the accessibility that we have here. But I was the only person with a disability there that was visible. And we went over the Paralympic Committee in Bonn, Germany, and they did a whole tour. And then afterwards, they sat our class around the boardroom table, and all the executives were there from the Paralympics. And afterwards, before we left, I went up and I shook everybody's hand. I'm Alycia, we're going to work together. I'm Alycia, we're going to work together. I'm Alycia, we're going to work together. And from there, like, they invited me onto the education committee, and we wrote and created educational manuals that were distributed globally to teach in schools, to teach children about Paralympic Games and disability. And that was my first work of like inclusion. My degrees are in disability sports science, both of them. And thought that's what I was going to do with my career. Again, because like physical activity was so important to me. I wanted to share. That's how I thought I could give back to the community. So yeah, I worked for the Paralympics for a while and lived in Europe for a little bit, and then came back, and I couldn't get a job I was like, I'm going to come back, have whatever job I want, like all this experience. And I couldn't get a job in disability sports science that paid enough or was the right fit, or just, so Regina was working in sales, and I followed her over.
Wow.
And that's how I ended up in multifamily following her. So that's why you probably know her first. She was like whining and dining and doing the thing. And I'm like, oh, well, that looks fun until I find my disability sports job, get me in. And so
isn't that funny how
20 years later.
Yeah, you go to school and then you never do what you're
I know, it's so crazy.
Yeah,
That's what we're talking to Phil about.
It's so crazy.
You go to college thinking you have a plan, and then nope, just kidding. You're doing something completely else.
But you do
That's
see the
awesome.
breadcrumbs of all the little lessons you needed to get to where you are. And that's the
Yes.
beautiful part. Because like when I started my corporate, I was like so ashamed. I'm like, shame on you. You're supposed to be doing disability support. Like, what are you doing? I was so
Yes.
embarrassed to even say what I was doing forever. But now in my entrepreneur life, like the sales strategy, the like everything that I've learned in business, like I would not be successful doing what I'm doing and selling the way that I am and have a multi six-figure company like doing this. And it's because I know how to build a pipeline and sell.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a great product too. But if you don't know how to sell it, you don't know how to market it, like it falls flat on its face, So
Love to hear that.
yeah.
Say
I love to hear
marketing
that.
again.
The reason why we hear all the time, companies call us and say, I've got a great product. I've got a great company. I just don't know how to market it.
Yeah.
So can you help me?
Yeah.
So it's like, yay, we're a marketing company.
Yeah.
Marketing seems like that one part in the business that it's important, but we don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's where you
That's
where you found that.
Yeah,
that
so many
gap.
people call us about it.
I'm going to call you for that. I need help. I've got some gaps in marketing myself.
You're kidding.
No, I definitely do.
Gosh.
No.
Just such a fun little job.
No, I need it.
You
I
look
need help.
Okay.
Thank
All
you. I
right.
appreciate
Well,
that.
you look fantastic.
That's still faking it till I make it, honestly.
Well,
Full transparency.
A lot of the questions that
We're
we
already-
have on here are you just nailed them.
Yeah,
I
even
think she read these.
yeah.
I think she read these. How are we looking on time? It's
We are at 12:20.
okay.
Or 12:12, sorry.
12:12.
Yeah.
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
because a lot
All
of
right.
these, when I was flipping through, I'm like, wait, we've talked about that. We
So,
talked about
What's
that.
your most effective marketing strategy? So
Definitely. I mean, my most effective marketing strategy is two things. So my website presence is really important, but it's the back end, the SEO, the stuff that my husband does on the back is driving business. Like Microsoft, Ralph Lauren, I just spoke at, like those were booking requests. I didn't have to chase those. And last year I'm like, we need to be. When anybody is Googling disability inclusion speaker, disability, I need to be in. And so we show up in the paid ads, like with the speaking bureaus and stuff. I'm the only speaker in there. And it's because he's working on our back end so intensely. And that stuff to me is so boring, but it's so important because I'm not chasing that. I'm not chasing. And I've got visibility, coming in that's constantly working. So that's been really important from like a technical website standpoint. And then also my social media strategy, specifically from a LinkedIn standpoint, has been really important to be very present. I do a lot of pitching on LinkedIn. I do a lot of networking on LinkedIn. And that is where I was bringing in and still do bring in a huge, huge percentage of my business. By being very active from that standpoint, showing that I am in the leader. There's a group of us that are in this like advocacy space that are very present. We're all kind of like competing against each other, also supporting each other. I'm one of those, and it's very important to be in that mix and very visible. So I'm constantly having. I had one this morning. LinkedIn discovery call meetings that I pitch every week. On LinkedIn. And so for having a marketing strategy on LinkedIn has been very important to me too.
okay, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not so much on LinkedIn, and I need to be.
You-
You are.
Yeah, I love LinkedIn. I just like how it, operates. Yeah, you need to be on
A lot of people are not on LinkedIn. And I mean, that comment right there, a lot say, but I literally would not have a business without it. I mean, it really kicked off I think one of the first deals I closed that was like fancy was Abercrombie and Fitch. And that was from 4 or 5 years ago. And that was from LinkedIn. And I was like, oh, I think I can do this on LinkedIn. And I really created a strategy around that. I rarely have to like physically pick up the phone and call. Like it's that's been pretty powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For Abercrombie and Fitch, what did you do?
I give them keynote. And
Awesome.
the great thing about Abercrombie and Fitch and like a handful of my partners is they hire, it's not a one and done, like Abercrombie and Fitch, Blue Shield of California, Humana. Like I've got some big logos that are, they are existing partners. They have me come back every year, if not more. we're doing trainings and different events, and I'm going to their events, and they're very embedded in the movement. Like the work that I'm doing isn't a one and done. Like having accessibility in the workplace for employees needs to be an initiative at every level of every department. HR knows what they need to do to implement inclusive hiring. Tech knows what they need to do to make sure your website and all of your products and tools are accessible for not just able-bodied people, because there's over 1 billion people that are disabled. And if you're not creating tools that are accessible for hearing impaired, visual impaired, neurodiversity, like you're missing billions of dollars. Like it is said that the next economy, it could be built, $1 trillion economy on accessibility in itself. It is a massive, massive opportunity that is looked at often as like, money, dollars, delays. But what it actually is it's innovative to create things that work for many abilities, to open a pathway for people to access your product, brings dollars in the door. That's not only dollars, it brings in employees. And, there's so much power in shifting a lens of disability being limiting to it being elevated into something that enriches the world, not just from like a revenue standpoint, but from so many different, like it's so powerful. And I guess that's easy for me to say, but the more I learn about it, I go like, wow. I mean, that's why we have the Siri and texting, closed caption, toothbrushes, like all these innovative things that we all use was built because the world wasn't built for somebody who needs an electric toothbrush or somebody who can't read a book and needs it automated or, but we all choose those things because it's a path of least resistance to use something. And when you're creating like that as a business, you're opening the door to dollars. Billions of dollars are being left on the table because people don't look at accessibility as an opportunity rather than this like limitation of, pass it. I remember we just working in tech. It was like, no, that's our partners. They're integrated. They have to take care of that. That's not, what if you say, I'll take that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to innovate with that. And then I'm going to sell it. Where do you end up? Like you become a
Just
Siri.
switch. Yeah.
You become texting. You become like, there's a lot of opportunity. So it's a powerful industry right now to be in. It's exciting. There's a ton of opportunity. There's a ton of headwind. There's a lot of challenges and there's a lot of opportunity. And, I like it. Like that's how I've lived my life. A lot of challenges and a lot of opportunity. So
Love that.
That is awesome.
I know. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love looking at you too. You're so pretty.
Thank you. Oh, you are too. You both are too. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm going to rapid fire questions, and then
Okay.
Andy, can you
I love rapid fire questions.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. There's
This
just a
makes
few.
podcasts fun. Hopefully I've got good answers.
They're fun.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
Okay.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Well, that was quick.
Okay. One word that describes your journey so far.
Hopeful.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I'd be selling in multifamily.
And just tell us what something exciting that you're working on next.
I've got a book deal in front of me right now.
Oh wow.
So that's exciting. I've actually got two. I'm having a conversation with a children's book too. So I've got two. So we'll see. I'm working on that. And then I have a really exciting I can't talk about it right now, but I'm working on an adaptive product right now with a couple partners that I've met along the way that I'm pretty excited about. And hopefully we can get it off the ground. So it's at its infancy stages, but it's giving me a lot of spark right now. So I'm really hopeful that that's going to happen. Yeah.
I love that. I love
So we'll see. I want to leverage and utilize all these amazing partners that I've met around the world, and I want to sell them something that they can use. So that's my goal. Yeah.
Well, we're
So,
excited to see what's
thank
gonna
you.
happen.
Happy
Thank
belated
you.
birthday.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
I
you.
love your videos, and you had a big party.
We did. It feels so good to own 50. I've been fighting it. Fighting it. Oh, yeah, I just have. I don't know. I gave up all of my 49 to just like go, I'm going to be 50. But it just feels good to like kind of own that. It's like kind of powerful age to be. And there's just a lot of like authenticity for me that I'm finding at this age where I don't care what people think about me anymore,
Yeah.
and I'm just really trying to
Yeah.
like lean into that,
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
getting to 50, like we earn it. There's been a lot that we've had to go through to get and learn and become like
Yeah.
powerful, strong, confident women. And that's earned, that's not given to you. So I'm excited about that feeling that it's given me, because I was like, oh, 50, what does that mean? It means like you earn that. So what are you going to earn next?
Well, you remember back when, think about 50 when you were a child. I mean, that was a grandma.
I know.
That was a grandma with like with the glasses.
I know.
And the white hair.
I know.
I mean, in like the old clothes.
I
That was
know.
a grandma. Nowadays, the 50 looks like you.
I
That's
know.
50.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's 50.
Yeah.
50 is hip and
Yeah,
young
it is.
and,
It is. It is.
and tan.
Yeah. That's from Cancun, but yeah.
From just went to Cancun and
Yeah.
cleaned it up. It's
Yeah.
50 now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can still hang.
Right? So there you go. That's 50.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, gosh, that was incredible.
Thanks
Thank you
for
so much,
having me.
Alicia.
Oh my God. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This felt so good.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
I can't wait to listen.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're so excited to see where this takes off. We just love hearing stories, all different industries, all different backgrounds. We
Love it.
love it. So
Love it.
something that came from our heart.
Love it.
Yeah. We'll be back soon with more inspiring stories from entrepreneurs who have built something from the ground up with open conversations and ideas worth exploring. Until next time, thanks again. And also, don't forget to follow Curveview, the Alycia Anderson company, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you.